Welcome to Separation Saturday. Because in week 5, we finally start seeing who's a contender and who's a pretender. If you take a look at the slate of games this weekend, you see exactly what I'm talking about. We've got a lot of great matchups, many of them between ranked teams, but no one really seems to know how good anyone else really is. So this Saturday, we're going to figure out, or we'll start to figure out, who's the real deal and who's not. We start off the slate Friday night with a little pack after dark action. Washington at UCLA. Washington comes into this game ranked number 15 in the country. But is Washington the real deal? I would say yes, they are. I see Washington winning 26-10 on the road in LA in a little bit of Friday night pack after dark. Moving to Saturday at 11 a.m. Central, we have another matchup of two ranked teams that no one really knows how good they are. Kentucky at Ole Miss. Kentucky comes in ranked number 7, Ole Miss sitting at the 14th position. In this particular matchup, I believe Kentucky wins. They pull out a relatively close game. The Wildcats 31, the Rebels 24. In the Big 12, we see Oklahoma traveling to TCU, Oklahoma falling to the 18th ranking after a very tough loss at home to K-State in the previous week. I believe the Sooners bounce back in this game. They beat TCU 24-21 in what could be a tough game in Fort Worth. As we move to the 2:30 Central slot, we see Alabama traveling to Arkansas. Speaking of tough losses the previous week, Arkansas with the heartbreaking loss to Texas A&M. And this is another game of, okay, how good are they? Alabama coming into Fayetteville ranked number 2 in the country, Arkansas falling down to number 20 in the nation. And not to be melodramatic, but this is the season for Arkansas. If they're going to contend for the SEC West, they have to beat Alabama at home. Arkansas is a good team, but I don't think they have the talent to do it. I see Alabama winning 27-17 in Fayetteville. In the Big Ten, we see Northwestern traveling to Penn State. Northwestern looking to pull off another upset like they did way back in 1995 against Penn State. This year, though, I don't see it happening. Penn State will win this game by a score of 27-14 in Happy Valley. Staying in the 2:30 Central time slot, we have Iowa State traveling to Lawrence to face the very surprising Kansas Jayhawks, the 4-0 Kansas Jayhawks. A lot of people wondering, is Kansas going to be ranked? Well, if they win this game, they certainly will be ranked, and I think that's exactly what's going to happen. I see Kansas winning a close game, 34-28 over Iowa State in Lawrence. Next up, we see Oklahoma State traveling to Baylor in a rematch of last year's tremendous Big 12 title game. I expect this to be a very, very close game all the way through. But at the end, I see Baylor winning 41-38 over the Cowboys. By the way, expect to see this matchup one more time at the end of the regular season. I think these two will hook up again in the Big 12 title game. Moving at 3 p.m. Central, we see Texas A&M traveling to Mississippi State. Mike Leach has traditionally been a thorn in the side for the Aggies. Now, back in the Big 12 days when Mike Leach was coaching the Red Raiders of Texas Tech, he had a 6-4 record against Texas A&M. And of course, we all remember last season's stunning victory of Mississippi State over the Aggies in College Station. I think Texas A&M bounces back, though. I think they finally get some revenge on Mike Leach. I see the Aggies winning 19-17 in a nail-biting victory in Starkville. Moving to 6 p.m. Central, we see LSU visiting Auburn, and yet another example of, I don't know how good either of these teams are. Well, we're going to find out. Auburn coming off an extremely emotional victory at home against Missouri last week in one of the most fantastic finishes I've ever seen in college football. Unfortunately for Coach Harsin, I don't think their luck holds up. I see LSU winning 24-21 on the road and adding fuel to the hot seat fire in Auburn. At 6:30 p.m., Georgia faces Missouri at Missouri. This is one of the few games this week where I can say with full confidence Georgia is just going to roll. There is too big of a talent differential between these two teams for there to be a different outcome. I see Georgia winning 48-17 at Missouri. Now at 6:30, we see what many consider to be the main event game of the week, NC State at Clemson. And this is yet another contest where no one truly knows how good either team really is. NC State comes into this matchup ranked number 10. Clemson is currently ranked number 5. But as far as what happens, no one truly knows. I see Clemson winning 31-28 at home in a very tight matchup. At 7 p.m. Central, we have West Virginia traveling to Texas in what will be a defining Separation Saturday moment in the Big 12. Both teams come into this matchup ranked 2-2, and really, if they want to contend in the Big 12, both of them have to win this game. This is a very difficult game to predict, especially since we don't know what the quarterback situation is with Texas. Keeping all that in mind, I see the Longhorns winning at home by a score of 38-35 over the Mountaineers. A little bit more pack after dark, we see Arizona State traveling to USC. I don't think this one will be particularly close. USC will win this game by a score of 28-13. Arizona State may pick up some points late in the game to save face. Now, taking a look at last week's record, I was 8-2, bringing the overall record for the year to 33-12. So hopefully this great streak of predictions continues for me. More importantly, hopefully you enjoy what should be a great weekend of college football, while keeping in mind our brothers and sisters of the Southeast, specifically Florida and South Carolina, who are suffering the effects of Hurricane Ian. God bless each and every one of you. Enjoy week 5, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.